welcome back to the deep dive. So, if you've scrolled through any travel pages lately, you've probably noticed one massive trend. It's
Yeah.
really taking over the off season. We're talking about the quick, the efficient winter city break.
Just a few days away.
Exactly. Hopping on a cheap flight, maybe chasing some European Christmas markets, or just finding a quiet, cozy corner in a new city.
It sounds fantastic for the soul, but it is, and I mean this, an absolute nightmare for your tech gear.
Right.
Because you're relying on your smartphone more heavily than ever before. It's your navigation, it's your payment system, your boarding passes.
Your camera, your entire memory collector.
And crucially, you're asking it to do all that work while it's being subjected to the two great enemies of modern electronics.
Heavy use and, I'm guessing, the cold.
Heavy continuous use and freezing ambient temperatures.
Which means the battery dies. And it doesn't just, die gracefully. It often crashes right when you need it most. Like when you're lost on a dark street or frantically trying to find your digital train ticket. That combination of heavy demand and cold just creates this profound, urgent need for specific, reliable gear.
Right, gear designed not just to charge your phone, but to keep your whole digital life functional through some pretty adverse conditions.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And our source material for this deep dive is really a shortcut for you, the learner. We've pulled out the key, maybe the non-obvious nuggets of knowledge to help you select only the compact, multifunctional, and
Utterly reliable.
utterly reliable smartphone accessories.
Yep.
The absolute necessities for a comfortable, totally stress-free winter escape.
We're focusing on utility and really strategic problem solving.
Okay, let's unpack this.
So if we are solving problems, we have to start with the foundational one.
Power.
Power. I mean, if the phone is dead, the rest of this conversation is basically moot.
That's the absolute crux of winter travel readiness. The first thing you really need to internalize is the science of the cold.
When temperatures drop, you aren't just facing a slower discharge because of heavy use. The cold is actively accelerating the process. It increases the internal resistance of the lithium-ion battery.
Wait, so it's not just the phone, complaining about being cold. The actual physics changes.
It does. Increased internal resistance means the battery just can't supply the necessary voltage as effectively. It temporarily reduces the available capacity and performance.
Which is why you need that power reserve.
It is. And it's also why you should always try to keep your primary phone and your power bank close to your body.
Oh, like in an inner jacket pocket.
Exactly. Keep them in a comfortable temperature zone. That simple habit can actually maximize the performance of both devices.
That's a great practical takeaway right there. So, okay, let's talk logistics. You mentioned the phone is everything, GPS, camera, wallet.
Everything.
You need backup power, but you can't just throw the largest capacity brick you own into your luggage and call it a day, especially not if you're flying.
Absolutely not. And this is critical travel advice. It's something that often gets missed until you're standing at airport security.
Right.
Aviation guidelines are they're very strict on power banks because of the potential fire risk with lithium batteries.
Okay.
They're generally restricted to capacities of up to 100 watt-hours or less without needing special permission.
For listeners who don't spend their lives looking at battery specs, what exactly is a watt-hour?
Think of it simply as the unit airlines use to measure the battery's total potential energy capacity.
Got it.
And 100 watt is typically enough to charge a standard smartphone maybe 3 or 4 times over, which is, perfect for a quick city break.
But the key requirement is that these devices have to be in your carry-on. Always.
Always. They must be in your carry-on baggage.
And the reason for that strict rule is what? Entirely safety?
It's all safety. Precisely. If a lithium battery experiences a thermal runaway, which basically means it catches fire in the cargo hold, there is no system in place to put it out.
So it becomes an extreme safety risk.
A massive one. By keeping it in the cabin, the crew can identify and react to the issue immediately. Passengers are also usually limited to a max of 2 of these devices, and they have to be packed separately, protected from short circuits.
Knowing that rule ahead of time saves you major stress at security.
It really does.
So the criteria for a good travel power bank, then, it shifts from just brute force capacity to something more like compact, clever design.
Yes, and the sources highlight some really innovative features beyond just the basic battery cell. We are seeing a huge move toward multifunctionality.
Like what?
Well, take units that are MagSafe compliant, ensures the power bank snaps perfectly into place.
Which means you get maximum wireless charging speed and a secure attachment even if you're walking around.
That's it. And that leads into what I think is one of the most useful trends, integrated functionality. I was really impressed by the newer units, like some from Vager, which incorporate much more than just power.
Tell me more.
Yeah, so the Vager Wallet Tracker W0582 is a fantastic example. It's not just a power bank. It also integrates a stand feature.
Okay, perfect for propping up your phone at the airport or in the hotel.
Right. And more importantly, it has a built-in object locator. That's loss prevention integrated directly into your power source.
Now that is genuinely useful. Losing your phone or your power bank on a trip could just derail the whole thing.
For sure. And for the ultimate convenience, you're also seeing power banks that solve that age-old problem of, did I pack the right cable?
Oh, by having the connector built right in.
Exactly. It's the definition of smart efficiency.
Right.
This single accessory is now solving battery anxiety, cable chaos, hands-free viewing, and
loss prevention.
it's a massive value proposition for efficient packing.
Okay, so moving past power.
Right.
Once we've solved the problem of the phone actually working, the next question is how to make it maximally useful.
Which starts with capturing the memories.
Right, and we are well beyond the era of just, holding your arm out and taking a blurry photo.
We really are. Modern travelers, whether they're casual tourists or serious content creators, they want high quality, creative visuals. They need stable shots of that massive Christmas tree or wide, dynamic street scenes.
Or just a photo where the entire family actually fits into the frame without someone's head being cut off.
Exactly.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Because the humble, and let's be honest, much maligned selfie stick has evolved. It's become something far more sophisticated and genuinely essential now.
So much more. We're talking about long, extendable arms, Bluetooth remote shutters, and the critical ability to fold out into a stable tripod.
And some of them are huge. The sources showcase sticks, like the 4-cell F-Grip F170XL, which has an automatically unfolding tripod base and an impressive arm length. What was it?
Sometimes reaching 177 centimeters.
Okay, now let me challenge you on that. 177 centimeters. For a compact city break where we are obsessing over weight and space, isn't that leaning a little into overkill territory?
That's a fair challenge.
Are we sacrificing precious suitcase space for a shot we might only take once?
I see your point, but the utility really comes from the tripod function, not just the reach.
Okay.
When you're using a long exposure to capture those festive night market lights, you need absolute stability. An arm just won't cut it.
True.
Plus, that reach ensures the camera angle is genuinely dynamic. It's wide enough to capture a large group with all the background context, which a simple arm's length shot just can't do. And these new sticks, they collapse down small enough that the multifunctionality really outweighs the minimal bulk.
I see the argument for stability. And for those serious about content creation vlogging or just making high-quality memories, that tripod function is step one. Step two must be sound quality.
It has to be. You can pair that stick tripod with a dedicated wireless microphone, like the Hoco L21, which comes in either USB-C or Lightning variants.
And suddenly your simple phone camera becomes a complete, stable content creation kit.
That's it. Pairing those two complementary items makes the purchase feel less like an accessory and more like an essential system for high-quality memories.
So before we move on to comfort, we need to touch quickly on managing the phone while you're actually moving through the city.
Right, because a city break involves walking, maybe public transit, maybe a rental car.
Stability and visibility are key here. If you're driving, you definitely don't want your phone rolling around or having a suction cup falling off the windshield.
No. And devices like the 4-cell F-Grip Grand, that's an inductive car phone holder that mounts to the air vent, are great because they combine stable positioning with fast wireless charging.
So again, it's about merging two needs, stability for navigation and continuous power, all in one quick solution, especially if you're using data-heavy GPS.
For sure. And for those travelers who prefer cycling, a simple phone mount just isn't enough when you factor in the cold, rain, or dirt.
Right.
And that's where protective options like the Wildman Compact handlebar bag come in. It doesn't just hold the phone, it protects it from the elements, keeps it slightly warmer, and gives you clear navigation access.
Plus a little extra storage. It's an insulated solution for a mobile traveler.
All right, let's transition to silent comfort. Because even with the best stable gear and full batteries, travel can be, well, it can be stressful, noisy, and overwhelming.
Which brings us to wireless headphones.
Yes, wireless headphones are, I would argue, non-negotiable for improving travel comfort. On planes, on trains, or even just wandering a crowded museum.
And they serve not only for entertainment, but as a practical sightseeing tool,
Yeah.
right? Like voice navigation straight into your ears.
Or hands-free calls without having to struggle to pull your phone out of a freezing pocket.
And when you're selecting these, the customer needs generally fall into two pretty distinct groups. The right tech has to match the priority.
That's right. You have the person whose priority is pure relaxation, they just need quiet on the plane. And then you have the communicator.
The remote worker.
The remote worker who needs clear audio for video conferences, business calls, or even recording their own content.
And the technology split reflects this. We need to clearly differentiate between the two crucial acronyms here, ANC and ENC.
Yes. This is where the deep dive is really helpful. Active noise cancellation, or ANC, is for your benefit, for the listener.
Okay.
It uses inverse sound waves to neutralize that low-frequency, persistent background noise. Think the relentless drone of a jet engine.
Or the rumble of the subway.
Exactly. It creates peace and quiet for you to relax.
Whereas environmental noise cancellation, or ENC, is for the benefit of the person on the other end of your call.
That's it, exactly. ENC uses microphone arrays and processing to isolate your voice and actively minimize the background noise that the mic picks up.
So things like street chatter, cafe sounds, wind.
All of that. So if you are a traveler who relies on remote meetings, you need that ENC feature like you'd find in the 4Cell F Audio TWS Clear sound line. It ensures you sound professional even when you're bustling through a crowded European capital.
But if your goal is pure sensory deprivation on a long flight, you might look for a premium experience, like the Blue Star AC20E TWS, which has both.
Right. Both ANC for your relaxation and ENC for superior call clarity. Choosing between them is really just a matter of knowing your travel priority.
And I imagine placing these headphones right next to the power banks and stand cases in a store or online creates that cohesive travel kit.
It does. It makes it easier for you to just grab a complete package that addresses both comfort and connectivity at the same time.
That leads us perfectly to the final piece of the comfort puzzle. It's deceptively simple. Protection and convenience, all wrapped into one.
The multifunction phone case.
Yes, and the simple convenience of a case with a built-in stand function. It just cannot be overstated, especially during those long periods of waiting.
We have all been there.
Oh, absolutely. How many times have we been on a plane or a train trying to balance a smartphone on a half-empty soda can?
Or a stack of magazines that immediately collapses the moment there's a little bump.
It eliminates that need for those improvised, really frustrating solutions. With a built-in kickstand, your phone just stands there, stably.
So you can freely watch content, conduct video calls, or even work hands-free. This is vital when you've got the power banks we discussed ready to charge and your new wireless headphones keeping the sound isolated.
And you don't have to sacrifice protection for this feature. I've seen product lines like the Frost Armor cases, which are available for current flagship models.
Right.
They combine solid device protection, which is vital when you're navigating slick, cold cobblestone streets, with that ability to just set the phone down in a stable viewing position.
The stand case is truly the final piece, It synergizes the entire City Break kit. It maximizes comfort and minimizes bulk because you don't need to carry a separate phone stand.
And importantly, this concept isn't limited to just phones.
No, tablet cases with stand functionality also fall into this essential travel category for maximizing screen time comfort.
So what does this all mean? If you're planning a winter city break, the cold is your primary enemy, and it seems like multifunctionality is your best strategy. Your must-have list needs to be hyper-focused.
I think so. It means prioritizing power, making sure you have those 100-watt air travel safe units that belong in your carry-on, and ideally feature smart tech like integrated locators.
Then focusing on capture, using those modern multifunctional selfie sticks that convert into stable tripods.
And pairing them with external wireless mics for better quality audio.
Right. And ensuring you have the right sound-choosing ANC for deep relaxation on the journey, or ENC for crystal clear communication.
And finally, achieving stability, making sure you have stand cases for both your phone and tablet to maximize comfort and utility during any downtime.
Selecting these multifunctional, reliable accessories is really a strategy for efficiency. It ensures every moment of your city break is comfortable and technologically supported, no matter how cold it gets.
And as you build your kit, let's take that concept of integration just one step further.
Okay.
Let's draw from that clever Vager power bank with the built-in locator. Travel is fundamentally about managing risk and loss. We often focus on locating our expensive tech,
Sure, the phone, the headphones.
but the source materials suggest thinking about grouping technology with non-technology.
That's a fascinating pivot loss prevention for your analog items.
Exactly. So consider this. What other small non-tech accessories, your wallet, maybe a small document holder for your passport or your key case, do you already carry and rely on during your trip that might significantly benefit from having a discrete integrated locator feature?
Mm.
That integration of tracking tech into your non-power essentials is the next frontier of making travel truly stress-free. So think about how you can protect the essentials you already carry, not just the ones that run out of battery.